Jason, are
And
Cielo
correct it.
clients experiencing that a lot? Do you have any stories about that?
So I'll tell you what we're experiencing. There's significant increase in the number of applications for every job, and this is across all of our clients, uh, even smaller clients. We're seeing this, like people who aren't brand names. Like we have some that are household name clients, but even the smaller ones where we have to help them out with their employer brand, they're getting a ton of applicants they normally wouldn't have gotten. Those applicants uh, are not always even reasonable fits on paper. Like even it's just spam malicious these days. Like it's everywhere. There's spam all over the place.
Hashtag that.
Yeah, hashtag candidate spam malicious. I don't know. Um, so when so what do you how do you deal with that? Well, there's great technology that allows you to sort resumes. It's existed since the days of Monster, where your default view was relevance, right? It wasn't recency, it was relevance on Monster back in the day. And all of our ATSs have that as a default view that you can use. So the candidate that's the looks like to the technology is the best fit. Those candidates go to the top, and the worst fits go to the bottom, right? Well, except if they're using AI to customize their resume, then that's going to the top. We're in an arms war. This is an arms race between candidates and companies. And what happened is companies started using the technology to make it a little easier to deal with all these applicants. Candidates were like, "Ha ha! I see what you're doing," and they raised us one AI customization. The big trick here, I think, if we're talking about fraud, I actually don't mind it. The big trick, though, is did you lie? Is all this true? Did everything that came across my desk turn out to be the right thing? And there are some of the tools that are out there that they use that are better than others. And so I built a tool that has a few users. It's not huge. That is for candidates, just personally, not a Cielo thing. For candidates to customize their resume. And I built an agent that checks the agent to make sure nothing in the new resume uh, is different than the old resume because it would hallucinate like crazy if I didn't do that. Well, a lot of the tools aren't doing that. A lot of the technologies aren't doing that. So, and they don't necessarily prioritize the fraud thing. And it's just because I'm a recruiting nerd that I care about that a little bit more. But if you're just somebody out there hoping to get somebody the maximum number of interviews because that's how they'll judge the success of working with your product that help them customize their resume, that's not necessarily what you're trying to focus on. So it's a tough time. So we're seeing tons of resumes. Most are showing up as not very relevant. The ones that are relevant, we go into interviews. Sometimes we run into the dodgy ones where it's customized in the wrong way. Um, I think we have to find a better way to deal with application volume than what we have right now. On the other side, you've got candidates. What candidates are telling us is that they feel like they're constantly ghosted. They don't have a shot when they apply for a resume. When they apply for um, a job is posted on Indeed, and an hour later, there's 100 and some odd applicants already. So.